الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم واتبعوا ما تتلو الشياطين على ملك سليمان وما كفر سليمان ولكن الشياطين كفروا يعلمون الناس السحر وما أنزل على الملكين ببابل هاروت وماروت وما يعلمان من أحد حتى يقولا إنما نحن فتنة فلا تكفر فيتعلمون منهما ما يفرقون به بين المرء وزوجه وما هم بضارين به من أحد إلا بإذن الله ويتعلمون ما يضرهم ولا ينفعهم ولقد علموا لمن اشتراه ما له في الآخرة من خلاق ولبئس ما شروا به أنفسهم لو كانوا يعلمون صدق الله العظيم. Regarding ayat number 102 of Surat Al-Baqarah, we have tried our best to do some, we can call it khulasa, introduction, opening to this ayah to understand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has created this world and has put effect in the various things of this world. Many things in this dunya, in this world, we don't know how they cause effect, but we see the effect that they have. Many a times as human beings, we are just satisfied with understanding the effect and just using it for that effect. Only those who are experts in the field and may have to particularly deal with something, so they always try to find the how and the why. But for the vast majority of us, we are just content with understanding how to take that particular benefit that we're seeking from that item. You take medicine. The vast majority of us, when we get sick and the doctor tells us to take a particular medicine, we understand to just take that medicine even if we cannot even pronounce the name of that medication. And some of those medications, mashallah, the name, they're more longer than one line, just the name. I don't even know how you pronounce. But when you take it, we don't know, we can't even pronounce the name of the medication, let alone where this medication came from and how it works or how it affects this particular sickness. But when we do take it, we see the effect of that medication in most cases. The same applies to the vehicles we drive. Many times we don't even think, we get in, we just turn the car on. We understand that what the accelerator does, what the brake does, what the various shifts do, reverse and forward and whatever. We understand how to drive the car. But other than mechanics and manufacturers, and maybe very few, illa masha'Allah, some few people out there, they may be able to understand how when I press this accelerator, what it does to cause the engine to move, the tires to go in this particular way. And they understand what is being moved and what is not being moved and how the things are working. But for the vast majority of us, we don't need to go that far. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a system in this world and has given us insan, this human being, the intellect to understand the inner workings of the various items of this world. And for majority of these things we have given them names. Names within a name. How many things can be inside a name? And these names are very, very profound. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us insan, given this human being, this unique ability that they're able to apply names or words to a particular thing, and in that word or in that particular name, how many details can come from it. Just to give you the example of the car or the vehicle, you read your instruction manual for the car. Many of us don't even know where it is, but when we buy the car, instruction manual, mashallah, is so big, and this is just how to accurately operate the vehicle. This has nothing to do with even how to build it. You go to how to build the car, how big that manual must be, and how the inner workings of the car, what are the parts in the car and how they work. These are all different details. All of these details just within car. They take this human body. We have a whole field within the various universities, and we have a whole college, medical college, dedicated to understanding just this human body. For a layman, you say, what is in this body? You have the face, the arms, the chest, the stomach, and the legs. What could be more than that? But just to understand what is going on and what goes on and what is optimal levels of everything within this body, how much details and how much information is needed. So this is what, as insan, as human beings, the vast majority of us, we become content with just understanding what benefit we can take from something. When it comes to sihr or magic, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a system in this world that just like creation can affect creation, sicknesses and diseases can affect us, this is creation affecting creation. The various items of this world, how much change they can bring. All of these creations have the power to impact creation. And some of these powerful items that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created, they are very, very powerful. But at the end of the day, they're still creations. Just like medication, it has the ability to remove certain types of diseases. But what we understand is that medication itself is also a creation, and it comes from creation. The same applies to these diseases, they are a creation. And they have a profound impact on us as human beings. We're also a creation, and animals and the other world, whatever is out there. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has also given this human being, He has entrusted insan with wahi, revelation. And what is amazing about wahi, revelation, is that this wahi, this revelation, it is not a creation. This is the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a qualitative attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has recited this kalam, specifically this Qur'an, even to the malaika or to the angels. In some of the ahadith we are told, some 50,000 years before the creation of the heavens and the earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had already created the malaika, so He recited Surah Taha and Surah Yasin. So this Kalamullah, this Quran specifically, this was there even before the creation of the heavens and the earth. So if creation has so much impact that it can affect creation, what can Kalamullah do? What can the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what impact it must have? And what kind of effect the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have? And if this is the Quran, so similarly the other revealed scriptures, they also have an impact. And a very, very profound impact on the lives of us human beings. In various ways. Even in the ahadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, we have been told regarding the Tafseer or the athar of some of the surahs of the Quran, some of the ayat of the Quran. We all know about Ayatul Kursi. If it is recited at night, so a person is protected from the shayateen or the jinn. A person recites Ayatul Kursi after every salah, it carries numerous rewards. this person will be admitted into paradise. Similarly, we understand the effect of Surah Yasin if it is recited in the morning. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fulfill the hajat of that person for that day. Person recites Surah Al-Waqi'ah every night. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect this person from poverty. And the same effect of Surah Al-Mulk, that it will protect this person from the adhab of qabr. Sometimes we try to apply our own logic at how this will work, but specifically many of these things work in the sense that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will make that person who's, for example, reciting Surah Al-Mulk, He will make this person righteous, give this person tawfiq, an ability to become righteous so that he is saved from the adhab of qabr by doing righteous deeds. Same applies to Surah Al-Waqi'ah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide this person towards a means of life that will be simple, but it will be enough that he will not fall into poverty. And so on and so forth. And there are numerous surahs in the Quran, numerous ayat in the Quran. Various ayat have various effects. Surah Al-Fatiha is famous, Surah Al-Ikhlas is famous, Mu'awwadhatayn is very famous. And there are many, many other ayat and surahs in the Quran, surah in the Quran that are very, very effective in various aspects of our life. And these are beneficial, they don't have any side effects. Sometimes we're worried about side effects. So you can read these surahs as much as you want, you can read the ayat as much as you want. Inshallah, there will be no side effects. But when it comes to the other wahi, the other revelation, so there were also certain ayat in the previous revelations and certain surahs in the previous revelation that also had similar effect, similar impact on the lives of people. The first revelation that was given in the form of a book, the first book ever revealed was the book that was revealed to Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam coming in human history. It was the Torah revealed to Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. In the Torah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Musa alayhi salam and also told the Bani Israel, وَقَضَيْنَا إِلَىٰ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ فِي الْكِتَابِ لَتُفْسِدُنَّ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَّتَيْنِ وَلَتَعْلُنَّ عُلُوًّا كَبِيرًا. That we have decreed to the Bani Israel in their revelation, in their book, لَتُفْسِدُنَّ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَّتَيْنِ, that you will definitely cause mischief on the earth twice. These ayat are from Surah Al-Isra or Bani Israel. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the beginning of Bani Israel or Surah Al-Isra, that we decreed to the Bani Israel in their revelation that you're going to cause mischief in the land 2 times. And because of that mischief, وَلَتَعْلُنَّ عُلُوًّا كَبِيرًا, you're also going to be destroyed with very, very severe power because of the corruption that you will commit. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring a force against you and He will destroy you. And they already knew that this was going to happen, the Bani Israel, they were already told about this. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the next ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah, فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ أُولَاهُمَا, I'm sorry, the next ayah of Surah Al-Isra or Bani Israel, فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ أُولَاهُمَا بَعَثْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ. Then when that first covenant came, or basically that first event came that we warned you about and we told you about. So what had happened was that the Bani Israel, after Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, he left this world, he went back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Bani Israel, they fell into various forms of corruption and various forms of kufr. And because of this corruption and this kufr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent 2 Anbiya alayhi salam to the Bani Israel. One was Sha'ya alayhi salam. The other one was Armiya alayhi salam. And these 2 Anbiya alayhi salam, they came to the Bani Israel and they were giving them da'wah and trying to make them understand the evil of their ways. So the Bani Israel, they attacked these 2 Anbiya, these 2 prophets, and they killed Sha'ya alayhi salam. And they attempted to kill Armiya alayhi salam, but they could not kill him. Some of the Mufassireen have mentioned, also the historians have mentioned that Armiya alayhi salam may have been Al-Khidr alayhi salam. that Nabi which Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam was sent to and spent time with. And he was given immense knowledge, and he was given a ilm of the kainat. So he had certain type of ayat or a certain way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected him from the attacks of the Bani Israel. They could not kill him. They tried. Anyhow, when they killed Sha'ya alayhi salam, they took Armiya alayhi salam and they put him in prison. They realized they could not kill him, or at least they were not able to, so they put him in prison. During this time, Armiya alayhi salam, he made a dua against the Bani Israel. That, oh Allah, you sent us to them. We did not cause them any harm. We just gave them da'wah. But they chose to become our enemies, so much so that they even killed my brother. He killed, Sha'ya alayhi salam, the Anbiya alayhi salam, all of them were brothers. And he said, oh Allah, you see what they're doing to me. So Allah, you deal with them. During this time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent a third Nabi also, by the name of Uzair alayhi salam. And he was told, Uzair alayhi salam was told, to keep his nubuwwat and his mission silent. To do da'wah in a very silent way. Not to openly come out and give da'wah to the people, because the people were already arrogant and they were very abusive. The Bani Israel were not ready to listen. And that would have just caused another Nabi to also be killed for no reason. So Uzair alayhi salam, he was also a shepherd. So he used to give da'wah particular times of the day, but during the rest of the day, he would go out, he would take his sheep out. And he used to take his sheep outside of the city and far away. So it happened that one day after Uzair alayhi salam, he did some da'wah in the morning, then he took his sheep and he went out of the town, out of the city. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responded to the dua of Armiya alayhi salam. And he sent a very, very powerful king against the Bani Israel with a very powerful army. The name of this king was Bukhti Nasr, and this king came from Babel or Babylon, which is present day Iraq. And this king, when he came, he completely destroyed the Bani Israel, he destroyed their cities. And he killed all of those that opposed him, or many of them were also kuffar that opposed him, alayhim salam. And this king Bukhti Nasr, he was specifically shown in a dream or through some other means, he was shown that their prisoners that these people are keeping, they're all innocent. And amongst them is also a Nabi that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent to this qawm. So Bukhti Nasr, he had knowledge about Anbiya alayhim salam. So Bukhti Nasr or Nebuchadnezzar, they say, he went in and he found the prison. He went to the prison and he took out all of the prisoners and he asked the prisoners, which amongst you is the Nabi from Allah? So Armiya alayhi salam, he stood up and he said, I have been sent as a Nabi to this qawm. So Bukhti Nasr brought all of the people of the city and he said, you see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent you two Anbiya, two prophets. And rather than following these Anbiya, you disrespected them, indirectly disrespecting Allah. So what should be the condition of a nation that kills the messengers and prophets that is sent to them? So you killed Sha'ya alayhi salam, you put the next Nabi Armiya alayhi salam, you put him in prison. What have you people done? So he said that this is now we're going to deal with you. It is not known if Bukhti Nasr was Muslim or not. But he had this notion, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses his ibad however he wants. He uses his servants however he wants. So Bukhti Nasr took all of the Bani Israel as slaves and he took them to Iraq, took them to Babylon. And he freed Armiya alayhi salam. He told him, you can go do whatever you want to do. You go live your life. All of this happened, this whole incident happened from sunrise to midday. Bukhti Nasr came, completely destroyed the city, took all the prisoners and released the prisoners and took all the Bani Israel as slaves, and he left. He took down all of the structures except for the Masjid, Masjid al-Aqsa. He left the Masjid. He did not destroy the Masjid. This Masjid was built by Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ishaq alayhi salam. It was a structure that was put there. Later on, Sulaiman alayhi salam came and built it into a massive masjid and a structure. And also left beside that the Haykal Sulaiman and many other, for those who know the history of that area. But the first original masjid was built by Ibrahim alayhi salam. After Ibrahim alayhi salam, he built the Kaaba, Baytullah, when he came back to Palestine. There, with the help of his son Ishaq alayhi salam, he put down and laid down the foundation for Masjid al-Aqsa. So Bukhti Nasr did not touch the masjid. And when he took the Bani Israel, Bukhti Nasr Nebuchadnezzar, when he took the Bani Israel to Iraq, he left them as slaves and he put them into slavery. These Bani Israel, they still remembered the time of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. And they heard the stories from their parents and their grandparents. Their grandparents was the time of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. These were like the grandchildren or the great-grandchildren of those people who were saved by Musa alayhi salam, Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. So they told to one another, they were speaking to one another, and they said, there was a time where we remember where Fir'aun used to rule us using magic. And that magic was very powerful. In the history of magic, it goes all the way back. We've already done the details of sihr and magic. For those who want, you can go back to the Ayat where we spoke about sihr and magic and Fir'aun. But just to give you an idea related to this ayah, ayat number 102, the Bani Israel there, they were talking to one another that yes, we remember there was a time. So they went to their priests. What was known amongst their rabbis was that the rabbis, they used to keep documents of everything. So they came to the rabbis and they said, you in your documents, you have also documented the time when Fir'aun was sent against us and he used magic to control us and destroy us. And we have also heard that this Torah, it has immense power because this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. And we understand that this also has an amazing impact. Is there any way that we can use this, or any way that we can utilize this system to destroy Bukhti Nasr and his people, or at least take revenge against them for what they've done to us? So the rabbis, they got together, they were wondering, there's another thing that Bukhti Nasr did. He did not destroy any religious people. He took them all as slaves. And he did not put them through hard labor. He just left them in their temple. He told them, you just do whatever, I'm not going to bother you. But he enslaved everyone else. So the rabbis, they started trying to figure out a way, okay, how can we bring back magic, sihr? And how can we incorporate this revelation to also make it harmful, to weaponize it? Such crooked, you can think the kind of, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them something so pure, the revelation, and they wanted to find a way to twist it. So first the shayateen, or the devils. One thing about jinn, and this will be a discussion when we talk about jinn. And this is a topic not very good to talk too much about. Everybody wants to know about them, but the jinn, the shayateen, one thing, they have very long lives. This is one thing. They live hundreds of years, some of them even thousands of years. And there was one jinn, he was born at the time before Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. So he met Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam and became a sahabi of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. So Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam told him that when you meet Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, convey my salam to him. Give him my salam. So we know 600 years later, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he was sent, and he came, and this jinn came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and said, I am a sahabi of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, and I was told to come and convey his salam to you. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam told that jinn that, listen, wa alaykum as-salam, but when my brother Isa alayhi salam, he comes back, so you convey my salam to him. So that jinn is still alive. Okay? So they have very long life. What their real lifespan, very, very long. So some of the shayateen, or the devils, they had remembered how the magic of the time of Fir'aun was. Magic, it has 3 levels mentioned in the Quran. And we've already gone over these details. One is the sorcery of the eyes, the illusion of the eyes. Saharu a'yun an-nas, and it's used to strike fear into people. وَاسْتَرْهَبُوهُمْ وَجَاءُوا بِسِحْرٍ عَظِيمٍ. This is one type of sihr. One type of magic is the illusion of the eyes. And generally what it does is it's specifically used to make you see images that strike fear into you. This is one type of sihr. The second type of sihr is psychic. They use psychic ability, either specific words or concentration. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, insan and human beings, immense power when we concentrate on something. And in a particular way, they're able to affect a person psychically. This is also mentioned in Surah Taha, يُخَيَّلُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ سِحْرِهِمْ أَنَّهَا تَسْعَى. When the magician, they got together and they affected Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam using psychic sihr, the magic where they affected his thoughts and his mind. And the human being, we have ability that we understand and we know when something isn't right. And we know when something is affecting us. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created a defense mechanism inside every human being. Fear, many times when you get the fear, something is going on. At that time, Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, فَوَجَزَ فِي نَفْسِهِ خِيفَةً مُوسَى. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam also felt that fear. But now coming back to our position, the Bani Israel, they came to their rabbis and they said, we remember that type of sihr. It used to be able to make people afraid. And we used to be able to shake people. And let alone what this army has done to us, enslaved us, done all these things to us. Any way that we can utilize and bring back that magic or bring back some way to weaponize this revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The shayateen, they realized that the people had this desire to learn sihr. The shayateen or the devils, they went to work. And they started making contracts with the rabbis and with the people, whoever wanted to learn magic. So these shayateen, their contracts, obviously shayateen or jinn, they don't need our money or they don't need our food. So what they used to do is, what the purpose of shaitan, the purpose of the devil is that they want to see this human being humiliated. Shaitan, he was humiliated when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered shaitan that you do sajda to Adam alayhi salam. So shaitan or Iblis, he refused to do sajda to Adam alayhi salam. At that time, shaitan, he was humiliated. So shaitan and his crew, his mates, the shayateen or the devils, they have made it the purpose of their life to humiliate this insan, to humiliate this human being. And also to destroy this human being by making this insan or this human being go to Jahannam. So what the shayateen or the devils, they did is that anybody that wanted to learn sihr, so the shayateen would tell this person or tell those people that you have to do certain things in my service so that I can know you're loyal. We have a saying, used to sell your soul to the devil. This is where this term came from. People would literally sell themselves to those shayateen or to those devils. Among some of the things that these shayateen would make them do to show their loyalty, that this human being, he was made to become very, very filthy. Some of them were made to live with the animals in the farm. Some of them were made to go and kill dogs in the name of that shaitan. And they wanted to learn sihr. So they would bring an animal and they would slaughter the animal, innocent animal, sometimes little, baby animals or a dog or a cat or something like this. Sometimes they were told to slaughter, give human sacrifice, specifically little children. These shayateen used to like these kind of things because now they understood that this human being is now completely gone into servitude to us. But also then after this human being would sell themselves to shaitan, the devil or shaitan would tell them that now you commit such a crime that we may be able to have the evidence of that crime. The shayateen used to do that just in case this person, we teach him sihr, if he turns on us or he goes against us, so we can have something that we can give to the government and have this person put in prison. They kind of, what do they call it? They used to have this kind of blackmail them, They would blackmail these people. They would commit these crimes because they wanted to learn sihr. And then the shayateen would keep the evidence of that. After this, the shayateen started teaching them that type of sihr. There are specific words that are recited in particular ways that cause about, making people see things that are not there, affecting people in various ways. Even psychically, there are specific words that can be recited to make a person, you hear these stories about mesmerism and hypnotism, and some of these things people do strange things, some of these people, the mentalists. And others who are involved with the hypnotists and the mesmerists and the mentalists, they do strange things with words. Very strange, ajib things with words. They can even control a person. So they have these various ways of doing this. So these shayateen, they used to recite these things to the people. But along with that, when they made the rabbis experts in this type of sihr or magic, what the rabbis were doing is they were trying to figure out a way that, okay, this ayat of the Torah, it has the effect of curing someone. Can we change these words of the Torah so rather than curing someone, we can cause a disease on someone? So they started trying to bring about change in the ayat of the Torah. But they were not able to do it. Because wahi is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And every ilm of wahi is also from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The way to use wahi is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You look at the Quran, the ayat of the Quran are from Allah, the tafseer of the Quran is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also the effect, certain ayat, how they work, that also is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Someone cannot just come up from their own side and say, okay, go read this ayah and this will happen to you. It doesn't work like this. Is there any proof for this? What is the meaning of the ayah? Has it been used in a particular way? No. So there are, yes, some mashayikh and some ulama have extracted based on the connection of the ayat, the rabat and connection of the ayat, and based on the context, siyaq and sibaq of the effect of some ayat. Yes, there is effect taken based on that. And that also is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's right there in the Quran. But the rabbis, they were trying to extract verses that how can we weaponize this ayah, how we can weaponize this ayah. They were not able to do it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a test, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent two angels, Harut and Marut. These two angels were sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you go to them and you tell them that yes, wahi can have an impact in harming someone. It can have, in a way, it can be used to harm someone. But this will only be taught to you as a test for your own soul. Because the Bani Israel were already desperate and they were trying their best to figure out, because they were ready to almost discard the Torah. They were saying it has no benefit to us. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed them also to learn this. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His infinite knowledge did not send a Nabi for this task. Why? Because it does not befit the shan of a Nabi. It does not befit the status of a prophet that they should go about teaching someone how to harm someone else. But as far as angels, so there's no halal or haram for angels. So Harut and Marut, these two angels were sent. And they were specifically given this task that yes, first and foremost, you warn everyone that إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ فِتْنَةً فَلَا تَكْفُرْ. These angels, they were told very clearly, anyone comes to you, they want to learn this sihr, warn them. إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ فِتْنَةً. We are just a test from Allah. Angels just tell them very clearly, we are a test from Allah. إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ فِتْنَةً فَلَا تَكْفُرْ. Don't do kufr. Don't learn this. Don't ask to learn this. But if someone insists on learning it, فَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مِنْهُمَا, then go ahead and teach them. And they used to teach them strange things. One of the things that is amazing about wahi is that when you recite Quran, it gives you a type of sakina, a type of tranquility. Calms a person down. What they were able to do is they were able to twist the ayat of sakina within the wahi of Torah. They were able to take those verses, twist those ayat of sakina, of comfort. And when you twist those kind of ayat, you get the opposite of sakina. And what is the opposite of tranquility? Chaos. So a person inside used to feel depressed, stressed. And with all that, anger used to come, extreme emotions. And when that was ever recited around a house or around some people, so it used to cause so much stress and so many problems that even they were able to split a husband and wife. You know, stress and depression and all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of us. But this is some of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, the kind of effect that they were able to cause. فَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مِنْهُمَا مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَالزَّوْجِ. They were able to destroy the very fabric of society. This is the very fabric of human society, this relationship between husband and wife. This is the first relationship in human history. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam alayhi salam. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created for Adam alayhi salam his wife, our mother Hawa radiyallahu anha. That was the first relationship in human society or in human history first and foremost. And from that is where society came, the rest of humanity came. So when you break this very foundation of society, then you can destroy that society. So this is the kind of harm they were able to cause. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just giving us one example. Inshallah we'll go into more details. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all of us the tawfiq to practice His deen. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغِ. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. وَالصَّلَاةُ وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَى سَيِّدِ الْمُرْسَلِينَ وَعَلَى آلِهِ وَأَصْحَابِهِ أَجْمَعِينَ. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم نور قلوبنا بالقرآن وزين أخلاقنا بالقرآن ونجنا من النار بالقرآن وادخلنا في الجنة بالقرآن. اللهم اجعل القرآن لنا في الدنيا قرينا وفي القبر مونسا وعلى الصراط نورا وفي الجنة رفيقا ومن النار سترا وحجابا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.